All right, so hey, I'm gonna make this video so that way to help you make choices on hygiene care, right? So this video is going to help you let me not say learn. I'm doing this video to give you your options on how to keep your perineal area clean, like your vagina, your penis, your testicles, and your anus, right? So if everyone is going to be eating bum, you're having oral sex, or whatever you're doing, it's just you have to be clean, right? And you really shouldn't swallow. You just really should not swallow, right? You got to love you. But the purpose of me saying this is that there are a few different ways that you could keep yourself clean. Some of them are just going to keep you like a little bit clean. Others are going to give you like the full, almost like 99%. So I'm going to go through all of them with you, right? Okay, so but before I do it, before we go through that and I tell you exactly how to keep yourself clean, well, options on how you can, I'm in my pajamas, so yeah, these are my jammies. I don't sleep in them, but I'm gonna do this video in it because I already took my shower. After this, it's a wrap. I'm gonna wash my face. I'm getting in the bed. I already brushed my teeth. I got stuff to do. So anyways, right, boom. We're going to talk a little bit about the vagina, right? A little bit about the penis, the testicles, right? Just a little bit about it. What's causing the smell, right? What's causing the smell is that there are microorganisms, right? There are bacteria on your skin, right? Because you sweat, right? You have oil glands, you sweat, and there are other things that's on it, like some people bathe constantly. Other people, even if you do bathe, you get in the shower twice a day. Even if you wash your body 3 times a day, if that bacteria is not off your skin, you're gonna have an odor down there. So it's not that you're not showering properly, because I'm sure that you are, right? It's the bacteria that's on there that's creating an odor like that. So here's what you do. You got to be able to kill the bacteria, right? Of course, you got to bathe twice a day, right? You got to do one in the morning, right? When you first get out of bed, right? Then you got to do one before you get back in bed, right? Okay, boom. So now let me tell you, right? With the bacteria that's down there creating some smells. Now for men, let's deal with the women first, right? So, all right, let's deal with the women first. When it comes to women, there's 2 different smells, right? Scents. You have an inside scent and there's a scent on the outside, right? Now, I do hear a lot, of people say online when they be like, oh my God, it smells so bad and blah, 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 blah. There's no way like you could go in there and put a street sweeper in there, right? So there's certain things that you have to do to keep it clean. Like you can have cranberry juice, that's gonna do your bladder, but yogurt for females, and men too, because you need it for your intestines, right? But you can eat like a lot of yogurt. I'm not against douching. You can douche, right? But a lot of times if you want to douche, you could get a reusable douche bag, hang it up in your bathroom, over your tub. You could hang it up and boom, you could clean yourself out. But when you douche, right? Here we are for my women, right? For my sisters, right? Here we are. You're different than how Caucasian women are built, right? So let me tell you something. If you think you're just going to lay in that tub and you're just going to open your legs, insert that bottle inside your cavity, and then you're going to squirt, you're only cleaning your walls. That's not for you. That's not the way you clean yourself. As a Black woman, right? I don't know about native indigenous, like my mother people, like Mohawk, or any one of the native indigenous tribes of Western, of North America, South America. But I know for Black women, right? But it's possibly for indigenous women too, but definitely not Caucasian. They're built differently down there, right? In her vaginal orifice, right? So you would insert that bottle inside you, but your hips have to be way above your head. So if you can take your feet and if you could put one foot on one side of the tub, the other foot on the other side of the tub, and your hips literally have to come way up, because we're built so that way your cervix is up in your stomach. It's up in you. Caucasian women, their cervix is like more, their uterus is more back. Black women, your uterus is more up. You understand? If you look at both penises, they're different, right? One can be erect straight, one can be erect a little bit more up. So in between black men and Caucasian men. So, but for you, you got to put one foot on each side of the bathtub, and you got to lift your hips way up. I mean, like way up. If you could do it on the floor, then you could possibly do it in the bathtub, but they have to be lifted way up, and then you spray and you turn the bottle. Now, and you have to give yourself a couple of, seconds up there. If you could do 1 minute, okay, but you need to let that water go all the way in, right? Because it needs to go when your hip is up, it travels like up in your stomach. I don't want to I'm not going to give you like a visual for that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that's for the douching, right? And you could create your own vinegar and water. I would not use tap water. You could use filtered water. Get you a zero water filter is really good. And you could let that water warm up, and you could use that water with some vinegar, boom, and you're good to go, right? So that's for that. Also, we want to discuss about women in this cleaning, right? When you clean, women have two labias. They have an outer and they have an inner, right? Labia. So I'm just going to do my finger like this to give you a visual, right? So if this was a labia, right, then this would be the outer labia. Inside here would be an inner labia, right? Women wipe here and women wipe here, but your stink is right up in here. Your stink is right there. You got to go up like a V. You got to go up, and all of this right here has got to get clean. You're missing here. You're cleaning here. You're cleaning here. But if you look here, it's not right, right? It's not clean, right? Okay. Another thing too, when you're wiping, if you some little girls have not looked, down there, but women know what that looks like, right? Women have eye to eye it. Okay. Use the mirror or whatever the case may be. When you're wiping, you don't need to wipe into your vaginal orifice. You don't need to do that, right? You don't need to go in your vaginal orifice. Let me tell you why. Because where you urinate at, your urethra is right up under your clitoris. It's right under your clitoris. So you're going to see something down there, like in between these two, where it splits at, right? These two, right? I'm going to close it. So, right, open it just a little bit, right? So this is one lip. This is two lips. It's called the labia, outer labia and the inner labia, right? Right where those labia split, you're going to see something that pokes out like a nose. That is the thing that makes you have an orgasm, right? It's called your clitoris, right? Okay, so with your clitoris, right under that clitoris is where you pee. So if you get up under there, like a lot of times too, what's happening is when you're urinating, because these lips are closed or they're smacked together because you got on them tight panties and them tight pants, that urine is coming all over the place. Girls, split it, open it up, move it around a little bit so you could get you a clean coming out, so it could come out clean, right? Get up under there and do a little, you need to wipe up under there. It's not coming out of your hole. It's coming out of your urethra, which is right up under your clitoris, right behind it, right? Them two are both near one another. Okay, so let me tell you another thing that's causing odor. This is what we're going through right now before I tell you what to use to clean. Now, male and female could use to clean, right? So let me tell you what's causing odor. Hair. You got to shave that hair. That hair got to come off in the front and in the back. Your vagina, your butt. Don't move all fast. Don't press hard. You got to shave, right? Okay. So another thing that is causing odor in your panties is you keeping on them same panties all day. That's got to stop. You got to keep on one pair of panties for a certain amount of hours, and you got to come out of them panties, freshen up, and put on a new pair of panties. You cannot have one. You can't have 4 pair of panties to last you the whole month. You can't do that. If you want to be fresh, you want to be clean, you want him to swallow you up, because that's pretty much what's gonna have to take place. Because, right? So you have to be able to keep clean, right? You got to be able to stay clean. So in order for you to remain clean, you got to be able to change your panties. So you got to have more than one. Within one 24-hour period, you should have had changed your panties 2 or 3 times. You should not have on the same panties that you started with in the morning. All that smell is getting in your panties, and the seat of your panties is getting in the seat of your pants, and it's causing odor. Now, let me tell you another thing. You're going to say, well, my panties got an odor. They got stains. I'm going to tell you how to get that out too. Don't worry. I got you. Chill. Relax. This right here, we're going to clear it all up, right? We're going to set you straight. So, boom. If your panties have stains, you're going to get them stains out in either one or two ways, right? One, if it's blood, you're going to use peroxide. You're going to pour peroxide on them panties, dry. Pour it on it dry. Peroxide is going to eat that blood out or eat all that stuff out. Then you can wash them like they're new. Number two, what you want to use is OxyClean. OxyClean, if you use OxyClean to clean your clothes, it'll take that scent out, especially in your panties. Now, OxyClean is fairly expensive. So maybe if you just want to use it for certain things, but I would try my best not to limit your certain things. And that's one thing that I wouldn't limit is the OxyClean. It is very expensive. So I would try to be certain that you use it for your laundry because it gets your scent out. Another thing that you can use to get your scent out your laundry, if you can't afford OxyClean and you could just afford a laundry detergent, but the OxyClean keep like your clothes bright, keep it clean. But another thing you could do to keep all that smell out of your clothes, I don't know if I want to tell you that just yet. I'll just leave these two just yet because I'm going to see how you're going to take this video. Then I could tell you the third one. All right, so let's move forward. So you could either use peroxide to clean up the seat of your panties if it's bloody or if it's stained up with stuff, peroxide. For odor, you could either use OxyClean, or if you on a budget or whatever the case may be, alcohol. You could pour alcohol in the seat of your panties, let it sit for a little bit, and you could wash it out. It's going to get all the scent out, right? Okay. Now, rubbing alcohol. Okay. Now, let's get on to men, right? Now, when it comes to men, I wanted to say your ass stink, but I'll be wrong if I say that. So let me be respectful, right? You just got to wash. It's not okay for you to feel like because I'm a man. No, that's not okay. That's because you're a man does not exclude you from bathing, from working, from cooking, from cleaning, from doing any of that. You got to wash. You have got to wash twice a day, if not more, right? People that exercise, they have beautiful, beautiful skin because they wash. After they sweat, they wash, right? It's getting all those toxins, the salt out of your skin, they wash, right? Okay. So they got to wash. Now, men, after a while, let's be honest, right? A lot of where your scent is coming from is your bum, your butt, the butthole, the butt, and the testicles, right? On the testicles, on the back part of the testicles that belong to you, right? The back part is your butthole. When they sit with their legs wide open, them testicles, the bottom of their testicles, the back of it, that's towards their butt, is laying right on their butthole. I know I caught myself. You know what I was about to say. It's laying right on their butthole, right? The front part of their testicles are always banging against your butthole. Them is some really nasty things. You got a lot of men that don't like to bathe, they don't like to wash, and they don't want to use a condom. You don't like to wash. You don't like to shower. You don't like to put on clean drawers. You don't even have any drawers. You got about one or two pair of drawers. You feel like that's not relevant, right? And then you want to sleep, go from house to house, from couch to couch, and start sleeping with all these women, and then you want to go back to her, because I know we ain't coming over here with that, but you want to go up in her raw, right? If he's not clean and he just came out of her at 12 o'clock and he going up in you because you just got off of work, she don't work. That's why it's at 12 o'clock, right? He just went up in her at 12 o'clock. And now at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, he wants to run up in you and he didn't bathe. Most certainly you're going to get an infection. That's where all this vaginal, what is it? BV, bacterial vaginitis. That's what it is. Bacterial vaginitis. That's where it's coming from because he's sleeping. He's not cleaning himself. Some men will just wipe up. And when I mean wipe, they'll just wipe with like a dry towel or something, or you could smell, like you could smell like your balls, or you could smell your ass, and it's like, bro, you gotta wash. It ain't cute. And it's a lot of men out here like that. It's a lot. I'm not gonna act like I haven't, it hasn't came across my path before. I'm not gonna act like it hasn't, but come on, bro, you gotta wash. You gotta wash. Period. Another thing, ladies, right? You shouldn't be letting him into you at all without him washing first, especially if that is not your man. Even if that's your man, just keep it clean. Let him wash. It's if he don't care, trust me. I'm not going to say if he don't care about himself, because you cannot wash and care about yourself, but I don't understand them type of emotions. I just don't, because I frequent with hygiene. I rock with hygiene. I don't like stuff like that. But if you about to give him some and you tell him, okay, go in the bathroom and wash, he gonna go wash. Even if it's real quick, and you need to take a look. You need to look and you need to make sure. And you need to tell him front and back, which is sad because he won't. Men are so degrading towards women, but you are, let me say it like this: as much as y'all downplay women, you're equally as filthy. So cut it out. Cut it out. I'm not having it. You are equally as filthy. If you take a plastic glove and you wipe from back to front, or under them circles, nah, bro. Nah. No. No. Not happening. So at the end of the day, right? I'm just saying that, you know, you got to be able to keep yourself clean. Again, with a man, you could change your drawers twice a day, but a female, 2 to 3, just to keep everything. A lot of times, depending on what you're using to clean with, which that's what I'm about to tell you, that's what we're here for, you can get it a lot. You might could do it twice a day, right? Okay. So there's this little demonstration that I'm not sure if I wanted to do, but I need to go through this demonstration about cleaning your bumba. When I say bumba, right, I mean like your anus. Cleaning like your butthole, right? Okay. So if I can show you my hand, right? A butthole has sphincters, right? So if you could focus on just this area, right? A butthole is a sphincter muscle, which is used to, hold whatever the feces, the defecation on the inside, right? And allow it to expand to come out. So when you do it like that, right? So I do have some pudding here, right? It's closed. I got it from Dollar Tree just for this because I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't eat pudding, but so just for the demonstration, right? So let me show you. If you open this, right? And I'm going to take a little bit of pudding and I am going to wipe it across my hand. Let's just wipe it across like that, right? Okay, let's wipe it across. All right. So if we wipe it across the inside of my hand like this, now, if we pull it together like this, right? And let me get a clean piece of tissue so you can see. We're going to wipe, right? So let's give a wipe. Okay, let's give a wipe. You see how much is left? You see what's left? Can you see that? Can you see what's left? You see what I'm saying? And you gave it a good wipe. Look, I pulled it out. Look. Now look at what's left. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're giving someone yourself, right? Right? I'm saying that to say that you got to make sure that they're clean. You seeing people with all these bumps in their mouth. That's exactly where that's coming from. You got to think, if you slopping up somebody's butthole, right? It's doodle in there. There's feces in there. It's doodle in there. And men, they just are not the cleanest, right? Okay. So if you're going to put your mouth on their butthole, when you clean your butthole, you got to push out like you're pooping. You got to push out like you're pooping and add a little bit of pressure and wipe. You need to wipe, like you got to wipe all 4 angles. Like that. You got to wipe all 4. It's got to be, kind of like a tea, or it's got to be everywhere. No one is asking you to rub around and go all inside now. I mean, just push out like you're pooping, and then, give it a good wipe, and that'll get all that, that'll get all that off you. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so that's how you'll get that clean. Okay, so now let me move forward and let me tell you exactly what you could do. And I'm going to go to you from the least to the best, right? Okay, so here's the least. These are really, really good. These are, they say they're for women. They're outdoor hygiene wipes, right? I don't know if you can see them, right? These are like Canopy. These are Alma, right? They're already a little wet. And I don't know if they're flushable, because I wouldn't put nothing like that in the toilet to flush it, right? I don't need nothing backing up, because my house ain't gonna smell like a toilet, right? So you would just wipe it. So that I really wouldn't do too much, right? So now that's like if you're just using the bathroom, right? But I really wouldn't do that too much. I tried it, but I felt like it wasn't really my thing, right? So there's something else you could use. This is isopropyl alcohol, right? This is 70%, right? So boom, this is the gallon. This is 70%, right? This is new. This one is new. Okay. This is 70%. The 90% is much more better. The 70%, but you're gonna need some alcohol. Let me tell you why you're gonna need alcohol. You're gonna need alcohol because black people get bumps, right? It's because of the bacteria on your skin. So black people, right, get bumps like on their face when boys get haircut, their edge up, bumps around the back of their neck, right? How you stop all that is as soon as you sit in that barber chair, you got your alcohol bottle out and you wipe. You pour it on your face like water. You get it off. Once it dries, dry it off. Now you let him trim you up. You ain't gonna get no hair bumps. Okay? No hair bumps like that, right? You will not get no hair bumps. It's the same thing for down there. You gotta get that bacteria off. So you gotta wipe with alcohol before your body gets wet. If your skin is wet, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Your skin must be dry, right? If your skin is dry, boom, you take a washcloth, you pour some alcohol on it, you get up under your arms, you get behind your ears, because that is stinks bad, right? So you want to get all that behind your ears. Sometimes on your face, you want to pull that bacteria off. Up under your arms, you want to grab your belly button, and you want to grab your whole groin, everything. You want to go for it like you washing it with water, but you got alcohol while it's dry. All up under your testicles, up under it, all on it, your groin area, in the side where your legs split at, all your entire butt, and especially the hole in the crack. All of that you want to get. Let the alcohol dry a little bit. You would like to do your feet too, right? In between your toes, all that. You want to kill that bacteria, right? Once you do the alcohol, now you could get in the shower and wash. You're going to see a much, much better results. Now, the your initial time, your first time, the very, very first time you use the alcohol, right? You're going to feel like something is tingling or biting you, or you shouldn't be feeling any burning or stinging, but you should be able to handle a little burning or stinging, but you shouldn't feel that unless you got some sores or something down there. But if you got sores down there, then it been burning and tingling. This just amplified it, if you ask me. So, but you shouldn't have. But once you put the alcohol, right, it's gonna feel cool. It's gonna eat the very first time. It's gonna feel like something tingly biting you, or a lot of tingly itching. After you wash, you're not gonna feel anything. The next time you do it, right, which should be either that morning or that day, whenever you start. Because remember, you should be bathing, showering twice a day. You're not going to feel that. It's just going to feel like you put cold water on it. You will never feel that again. Only the initial first time will you feel it, because you're going to see it's really killing off that bacteria. You could get a good shave. You're not going to get no hair bumps. A good shave, you ain't going to get no hair bumps. You ain't going to have no stink. If you do what I said about the panties, your panties ain't going to be stink. You'll feel so much more comfortable through the middle of the day. I'm gonna show you what to do where you ain't gotta do all, where you could just freshen up quickly, right? Quickly, boom, 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 and put your panties on and be done. Because now they got bathrooms with all kind of people in it. So, for me, I'm gonna make it happen. Period, right? But anyways, um, so with the alcohol, you need the alcohol definitely before you shave so you don't get no bumps, right? Okay. So now let's move forward because we did the alcohol. So let me show you another one that I love this one. I really, really love this one. Let me put it in so you can see it. This is bedside care spray. Who make this? Oh, Chloroplast, maybe. Maybe they're the makers, but it says for bathing, shampooing, and perineal cleansing. That's what this is for, right? If you could see this. Oh my gosh. You are gonna love this. It has, I don't know why I left the top, right? But anyways, I'm not gonna run and get the top because then the camera's gonna follow me. But it has a little top, so when you put it in your bag, if it falls, it don't just start spraying all over the place. You gotta love it. Like I have these all over the place, right? In all my bags. So that way when you TT, you could just spray first I try to spray it on you, but sometimes you could just never get the right angle. So I just spray it on the toilet paper and you just give it a good wipe. I mean, after you wipe. Wipe yourself first, and then after you wipe yourself, you could go ahead and you could spray with this. Boom. It's gonna alleviate a lot of that scent, right? Okay, but sometimes you may still have an odor. So the remember the alcohol is 70%. The 90% works much better. If you could get the 90%, girl, when I tell you, you're going to be so fresh and clean. But the one that does 99.9% and is going to have you smelling fresh almost all day, damn nearly all day. You're not going to get no odor. You're not going to stink. If you can't change your drawers until 14 hours later, girl, you're going to be good. Especially in between them 14 hours, if you're using this, it's a wrap. You are good, girl, right? And the way that we learned about it is because, like, I had a surgery. I had my breast done. I had my stomach done. But they tell you before you go in to get your breast and your stomach done, girl, get your habit cleanse. They tell you to wash your body with the habit cleanse because it's an antimicrobial, antibacterial. It removes all the bacteria off your skin. And I pour it into little dispenser bottles. So that way, you do the same thing, either like behind your ears. Now, let me tell you, I even put it in my hair. So that way my hair doesn't have that stinky scalp smell under your arms, behind your ears, in your belly button, in the crack, in your vagina, everything you do it, even on your feet. When I tell you, this one right here, you ain't getting no smell. You're going to sit all day, girl. You ain't going to get no smell. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Mm-mm. This is going to keep you clean, 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 clean. This right here is number one. This right here, Habit Cleanse. Habit Cleanse, girl. This is number one. What it say? Anti what? It's an antiseptic skin cleaner. Well, I don't know if it's microorganisms on your skin or if it's bacteria. Whatever it is, this is going to get you good. This want to get you good. And again, you use this this don't burn at all. You could do it the first time, the second time. This ain't never going to burn you. This one is expensive though. This was like $50, $42 to $50. This one was. The alcohol, like almost about $20 for one. And this one, this to give you like you could get three for like $19. So like that. But I mean, you got to keep it clean. But for me, the habit cleanse is like your go-to. Yeah, everything. So again, just to summarize it, to wrap it up, I gave you like three or four. I gave you one, two, three. I gave you four different methods that you could keep yourself clean down there. Also, let me give you a couple more. Also, too, what could work good down there too to keep you clean is mouthwash. Believe it or not, mouthwash will keep it clean. Some people like to use Dettol. Um, Chaos, you could bring me that Dettol out the cabinet downstairs for me, please, real quick. It's over the sink. So some people use Dettol, but when you use Dettol, they put the Dettol in the water. Like they put a little water basin and they put some Dettol in the water, a little capful in the water, and they use the water. I ain't never really been a fan of Dettol. You know what I'm saying? So, but these ones here, they do it. He not listening. He ain't gonna listen to me. So, what's another one? Mouthwash. Shaving cream, believe it or not. Shaving cream will stop that smell too down there. But I don't be putting all that down there. I need my mouthwash to rinse my mouth. So in my shaving cream, if I had shaving cream, I would shave with it. So I really go with this. So this is really what I function to keep myself clean. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And I'm about to get out my jammies and go to bed. Good night.